Hi, my name is Laura Murray, and I'm the author of the Gingerbread Man Loose in the School picture book series. And today I'm here to offer a little tutorial on how to make, bake, and decorate a gingerbread man cookie that looks just like the little guy in the book, illustrated by Mike Lowry. So I'm going to share my screen with you today, and we can look at some of the ingredients and the tools that we need to make this gingerbread man. Okay, now here's the rest of the series: Loose in the School, Loose on the Fire Truck, Loose at Christmas, Loose at the Zoo, and the Gingerbread Man and the Leprechaun Loose at School too. And you'll see that the little character in each of them is basically made out of shapes, which is how I have decided to try to show you to make him out of the ingredients that we have here. So I started with a gingerbread man cookie mix from the grocery store, although you can get lots of wonderful recipes for gingerbread offline. And I started with white cookie icing, which you could also get recipes for online. And that would be called royal icing because it dries really quick. Or you can also just get white, but you can get red and brown, which I'm going to use as well. Or you can just use food coloring to mix into the white to make the red and the brown. I am using parchment paper to cover this cookie sheet so that the cookies don't burn. And the gingerbread cookie mix requires butter, an egg, and a tablespoon of water. And then we also use a little bit of flour to dust on the countertop. And you're going to see pictures of this in just a minute to make sure that the cookies don't stick. And lastly, I have a circle cookie cutter and a square cookie cutter that we're going to use to make the gingerbread man who's loose in the school. Or if you don't have those, you can just use a plain old butter knife. All right, so I poured the mix into the bowl with the butter and the egg and the water, and I mixed and stirred, and this is what the gingerbread dough looks like. It's a nice ball there, and I put it in the refrigerator for about 5 minutes to make sure it wasn't too soft. And then it comes out, it goes on the parchment paper with a dusting of the flour, and we roll it out into a smooth, long sheet of dough. And next, I cut out the circle for the gingerbread man's head, the square for his body, and another square that I cut into 4 pieces to make into his legs and arms. And then, as you can see over on the right, I just laid them on top of each other. I laid the face, the head on top of the square, and then the legs and the arms underneath the square body, and I kind of pressed them in just a little bit, and it went into the oven to bake just like that. All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and come back. Okay, so when it comes out of the oven, it's going to look a little bit like this. And I'm going to show you how to decorate it with icing so that it actually looks like the gingerbread man loose in the school. So here we go. I'm going to grab my white icing, and I have put my icing into baggies like this because the icing that I showed you, you can cut the tip of and you can use that too. But I like to cut a tiny, tiny, like the tiniest hole possible in the bottom of this bag, twist to the top like this so I can get my hand around it, and it makes a really skinny line. So let's start with his eyes. Okay, we're going to go around in a circle over and over. And then we're going to go around it again for his other eye. And then we're going to do the icing, the little wiggle icing that he has on top of his head. And he has one on his arms. And I'm squeezing the bag as I go to each different icing part. And then he has 2 on his legs as well. All right, so that's it for the white icing. Now I'm going to go to the red icing. And here's my red icing in a bag. Okay, I'm going to do his buttons. He has 2 big buttons in the middle of his stomach there. All right, and next I'm going to go to the black or brown, or you can get chocolate icing as well. Let me squeeze this down into the corner, and then I twist it so I have a good grip on it. And I'm going to go right up into the corner of the white of his eyes and give him a little brown pupil up there. And we're going to go to his other eye and do this too. And then we're going to give him a little smile. There he goes. All right, and then we're going to give him his shorts. Now, I also noticed that I forgot his bow tie, so I'll go back and do his bow tie. Okay, now remember, his shorts are kind of a rectangle here. Remember, he is all shapes. And we're going to do the short legs. All right. And then I'm going to go and fill it in, and I can do it like this, back and forth, and then I can go with a toothpick or a knife and kind of smooth that all out if I want it completely filled in. All right, there's his shorts. All right, and let me go back and make sure he has a bow tie. Now his bow tie is also made out of shapes if you think about it. You can get one triangle, it's kind of a sideways triangle. We're going to fill it in. All right, and then we're going to do a triangle on this side too, pointing at the other triangle. There we go. And there you have the gingerbread man loose in the school. Oh, but wait a minute. He's missing his hat. Mike Lowry gave him the cutest little peppermint hat. And you can either do that with red and white icing, or you can put a little dot of white icing right there. And you can take a piece of candy cane or peppermint candy, and you could just put that right on top to serve as his hat, whichever you'd like. I think his hat goes up a little higher, so I'm going to move it right there. All right. Now, in advance, I've already done another one too that I wanted to show you. Since it's close to Christmas time, this is the gingerbread man that goes with the gingerbread man loose at Christmas. And he's decorated the same way as the first one is, except he's got a red and white scarf there that we have added. You can also add his Santa hat there if you'd like. I've got him in the peppermint hat down here, but his Santa hat would be cute to put on him too with that red and white icing. So anyways, this is Laura Murray signing off of a tutorial on how to make gingerbread man cookies just like the gingerbread man loose in the school. So thanks for joining me today. And if you would like any other information on how to get the gingerbread man books, or since I used to be a kindergarten teacher, I also love to put things on my website, all kinds of activities and free printables and coloring pages and recipes for students and kids and teachers and parents to look up and use at home in connection with the book. And my website is lauramurraybooks.com. And so I'd love to see you there. In the meanwhile, bye-bye. Have fun decorating. Thanks a lot. Bye.